Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today, we're diving into the world of accessible AI alternatives.
Because who doesn't love an underdog?
Exactly. Specifically, we're looking at Meta's new LLaMA 3 and whether it can really hold a candle to the, shall we say, reigning champ,
You mean GPT-4?
the one and only. To help us unpack this whole thing, we're turning to a recent issue from Synthetic Work, the publication that's all about, well,
AR in the future of work.
you got it.
Yeah.
So picture this. You want the power of GPT-4, but maybe without the
Price tag.
exactly. Enter LLaMA. Meta's released a 7B and a 70B version. Those numbers basically tell you how complex the model is.
More B equals more brain power in a way.
Right. Now, here's where it gets interesting. LLaMA 3 isn't open source, but LLaMA, the licensing, is super generous, especially if you're not some mega corporation with
700 million users.
yeah, like them. For the rest of us, this kind of accessibility is huge.
Game changer, potentially.
Right. Now, everyone wants to know, how does it actually perform? Early benchmarks think of them as AI exams suggest the 70B LLaMA 3 is on par with GPT 3.5.
Impressive.
There's always a but.
Benchmarks don't tell the whole story. As Synthetic Work pointed out, real-world performance can be very different. It's like judging how fast a fish can climb a tree.
Ouch, that fish's performance review is going to be rough.
Right. So how do we figure out if LLaMA 3 is actually up to the task?
Well, we got to get practical.
By looking at how it handles some real-world tasks. Luckily for us, Synthetic Work did just that.
They weren't messing around. First up, they challenged both LLaMA 3 and GPT-4 to be idea factories. Like, come up with innovative ideas for
A newsletter about AI's impact on jobs.
Yeah.
Very meta.
Exactly. So they gave them both the same prompt, asking for 10 service or software ideas. Specifically, no physical products, things it would resonate with.
Hubris leader,
Oh,
it's
there
the
you-
whole industry.
Yeah, the whole shebang. And this is where it got interesting. LLaMA 3, sticking to its guns, offered broader concepts, like an AI opportunity tracker or a workforce analytics pro.
Tools with wider application.
Right. GPT-4 went super specific, even tailoring ideas to different industries, even though the prompt never...
Passed for that?
Nope. Like, it suggested an AI-powered predictive maintenance platform just for manufacturers. So already we're seeing different approaches, both valid, but
Depends on what you need at that moment, right?
for sure. If you're feeling stuck, LLaMA 3's broad strokes might be helpful. But if you need hyper-focused ideas, GPT-4 could be quicker. Okay, next up, Synthetic Work got kind of meta. They decided to turn these AIs into, well,
Brutal critics.
the honest friend we all need. They asked both models to be harsh but insightful, really dissect an idea but offer constructive feedback. Like, imagine pitching this and instead...
Sweating it out in a real meeting.
Exactly. You can pregame with the AI critic. It's brilliant because it's not just about generating content. It's like...
Personal and professional development almost.
Totally. And both delivered. But LLaMA 3, again, went for the more nuanced conversational feedback. Almost like...
Bouncing ideas off a seasoned pro.
Exactly. And when they actually gave LLaMA 3 a concrete business idea, it really went deep, questioning the competition, the revenue, even regulatory hurdles. Like,
Things a real investor would bring up.
right, it wasn't just words, it was generating insight. But insight's only useful if you can, actually apply it, right?
Yeah.
So Synthetic Work threw one last curveball. They wanted to see how these AIs would handle documentation.
Always a crowd pleaser.
Tell me about it. Specifically, they asked GPT-4 and LLaMA 3 to outline the process of, get this, opening a corporate bank account.
Not exactly thrilling, but hey, essential for pretty much any business.
Exactly. And guess what? Different approaches yet again. GPT-4, efficient as always, went straight for the practical stuff. Documents, timelines, getting things done.
No time wasted.
Right. But LLaMA 3, true to form, started asking broader questions first, almost like it was trying to understand the why behind each step.
Diving into the specific.
Yeah. Like, imagine an AI assistant who's not just following orders, but actually wants to understand the logic. That's kind of cool.
Definitely a different flavor of AI.
It really is. But don't worry, LLaMA 3 still got down to the nitty-gritty. In fact, it ended up prompting for even more specific info than GPT-4, like potential roadblocks, turnaround times, even the thinking behind certain requirements. It was surprisingly thorough.
Like having a consultant on hand, making sure you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's.
Right. So after all that testing, what's the verdict? Well, Synthetic Work was pretty clear. Even the 70B LLaMA 3 is seriously impressive. It's holding its own against GPT 3.5, sometimes even rivaling GPT-4 and all that.
Without breaking the bank.
Exactly. especially when you consider it can run smoothly even on a good laptop with those size-reducing techniques. It's bringing serious AI power to, well, everyone. And the craziest part,
There's a 400B version in the
I
works.
know, right? If this level of AI power becomes the norm, imagine the possibilities. And that's it for this deep dive, folks. Keep those minds curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you next time as we venture further into the amazing world of AI. Until then, take care.